Okay, let's do a quick review on the rules of fourth species counterpoint before we move on and talk about the elusive fifth species counterpoint, which is kind of a thing and kind of not a thing. It's complicated. We'll get there. So I want to go over the rules here, and then I'm going to give you a worksheet where you can practice writing some fourth species counterpoint. Okay, let's go through the rules. I'm just going to read you this quick little thing and then dissect it. In fourth species, we use dissonant suspensions as much as possible. The acceptable dissonant suspensions are 7/6, 4/3, and 9/8 when the counterpoint is in the upper part, and 2/3 when the counterpoint is in the lower part. Include consonant suspensions or break species as necessary for the following reasons. Okay, then we've got some bullet points. We haven't talked about that 2/3 one yet. So what they're saying there is that a 2/3 suspension is possible, but only when the counterpoint is the lower part and the cantus firmus is the upper part. So watch out for a 2/3 suspension. It's possible when the rules are flipped, when we have cantus firmus in the top. Okay, include consonant suspensions or break species as necessary for the following reasons. Number one, to set passages in the cantus with skips, leaps, or ascending steps where dissonant suspensions are not possible. So to break a chain of suspensions, for example, do skips and leaps is what it's saying there. Number two, to make a more interesting line. Remember, we talked about that. We can do all of these suspensions and tricks, but it's still got to be interesting. It's still got to be a nice sounding line that doesn't just go down, 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 down forever. We need to make it interesting. Number three, to reestablish a proper distance between the parts if they are about to cross. We've talked about that. If you're in danger of making a voice crossing, do a big old leap and get out of there. Like this one we're seeing on the screen right now. We've got that A to A leap right in the middle, just to get us away from the bass line a little bit, or from the cantus firmus a little bit, in order to avoid a voice crossing. Number four, to conclude a suspension chain after 3 statements. So remember, in chains, we want to do no more than 3 in a row, or else it starts to get boring. And then we kind of tie it up with a unison or octave or another consonant interval on the nearest downbeat. Number 5, to prevent counterpoint errors. So we would avoid a suspension if it's going to accidentally create a parallel fifth or an octave, some kind of major counterpoint error like that. And then the last one, to solve difficult places in the cantus where a dissonant suspension or even any type of tie over the bar is not available. So in other words, sometimes you can't just do a suspension. If the cantus firmus is set up in such a way that it's going to create 2 dissonant intervals or a perfect octave or something like that, you just can't get away with them. So what this is saying is, try to do these suspensions in 4 species counterpoint as much as possible, and then except in those cases are when you would want to break the suspension. Cool. So those are our rules of 4th species counterpoint. We are just flying right through here. Let's go to 5th species counterpoint, also sometimes called free counterpoint. But first, let's do a worksheet.